Hey everyone, and welcome back. I bet a lot of you are thinking about creating content online
Yeah,
and want to make a splash with your stories, right?
for sure.
So today we're going to deep dive into what they call it social first storytelling.
Okay.
And the really cool thing about this is you're making stuff specifically for social media,
Right.
not just like rehashing your old content.
Exactly.
To help us kind of break this down, we've got a content marketing expert here.
Hey, everybody.
They've got some awesome tips, especially if you're like just starting out.
Yeah, so it can be a little overwhelming,
Oh, yeah.
when you first start out and you think about all the different platforms.
Oh, totally. So let's just jump right into it.
Yeah, okay.
Like, what's one of the biggest things creators need to know when it comes to like this whole social first storytelling thing?
I think the biggest thing is that each platform has its own unique energy,
Okay.
right? Like TikTok, everything moves fast.
Uh-huh.
You need to grab people's attention right away. Instagram, it's all about visuals,
Okay.
beautiful pictures, really eye-catching stuff.
Makes sense.
Facebook is where people go to connect with their friends
Right.
and get information.
Yeah.
And then you've got Twitter, or X, as they're calling it now.
Ah, yeah.
That's where people are sharing, like, quick thoughts and reactions,
Real time. Yeah.
Exactly, real-time commentary.
Uh-huh.
And let's not forget about Threads,
Oh, yeah.
which is, kind of similar to Twitter, but maybe a little bit more laid back.
Yeah, a little bit. So that's a lot of different vibes.
Yeah, it
A
is.
lot of different like energies. What are some ways you can create content that kind of matches that energy for each platform?
I think there are, well, let's look at three key areas.
Okay.
First up, you got music and pacing.
Okay.
Super important on platforms like TikTok. Editing to the beat is key.
Yeah.
Using things like a bass drop to build excitement can really hook people in from the start.
Yeah, I've noticed that like when a video is edited to the beat, you can really feel it.
Oh, yeah.
Like it makes you want to keep watching.
Exactly. Exactly. It's like you're in sync with it.
Yeah.
The second area is visual branding, especially on a platform like Instagram.
Okay.
This means having like eye-catching graphics that are consistent
Uh-huh.
and using photos that all have a similar look and feel,
Right.
You want to create a unique style that's all your own.
So it's almost like having a visual trademark.
Exactly. Like you see it and you know who made it.
I got it.
And finally, don't underestimate the power of a clever caption.
Okay. Yeah.
This is your chance to really make people laugh
No.
or say something in a really cool, unique way.
Yeah.
If you can get people to stop scrolling and look twice,
Right.
you're doing something right.
That is so important. I feel like a good caption can totally make or break a post.
Yeah.
Totally. Okay. So we talked about, making content for all these different platforms. But what does it really mean to I don't know, think like a content creator?
Thinking in content is it's a mindset shift.
Okay.
It's about constantly looking at what you see online and asking yourself, how could I do this differently?
Oh, okay.
Or how could I create something similar, even better?
Interesting.
You're always on the lookout for inspiration, for new ways to tell your stories.
Oh my gosh, this is so me.
Yeah.
I can't even listen to music anymore without being like, oh, this would be an awesome transition. Or,
Right.
this lyric would be a killer caption. Like my brain is just always in content creation mode.
I love that. And actually, TikTok is a really great place to practice this mindset
Okay.
because there's always new stuff popping up.
Right.
And you have so much creative freedom.
Makes sense.
You can really just experiment.
You're scrolling, you're thinking of ideas.
Yeah.
How do you know if what you're putting out there is actually working?
I mean, that's where those likes, views, and shares come in. Right. They're not just random numbers. They actually show that real people are connecting with your content.
So it's about more than just going viral.
Way more.
Okay.
It's about understanding your audience and what resonates with them.
Okay.
When you take the time to analyze their numbers, you can really see what's clicking with people.
Like, are they watching the whole video?
Exactly.
Are they clicking the links?
Right. Are they sharing it with their friends?
Got it.
All of that feedback helps you figure out what's working,
Okay.
what needs tweaking,
Mhm.
so you can really level up your content game.
So it's like almost like having a conversation with your audience.
Yeah.
But through data.
Exactly. And the better you get at listening to those signals,
Right.
the better you get at making stuff that your audience actually wants to see.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense.
Awesome. And that's what it's all about,
Yeah.
connecting with your audience
Right.
in a way that feels real.
Real and engaging.
Exactly. It's not about
Yelling at them.
yeah, it's not about yelling. It's more like
Like an invitation.
an invitation to a conversation.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for all of our listeners out there who are like just starting with creating content,
Yeah.
what's one piece of advice you'd give them?
I would say Don't be afraid to experiment.
Right.
Like, try different things, see what works, and, don't be scared to put yourself out there.
Put yourself out there. Yeah.
It's the best way to find your style.
That's such great advice, I think. Sometimes it feels like there's so much pressure
Yeah.
to be perfect right from the start.
Oh, yeah.
But everyone has to start somewhere,
Right.
right?
Absolutely. And honestly, the more you create, the better you'll get.
That's true.
It's like learning any new skill. It just takes practice.
I love that you mentioned practice because
Okay.
I think it's easy to forget that when you're just scrolling through social media
Yeah.
and you see all these amazing creators
Right.
with tons of followers. You think, oh, I could never do that. But you don't see all the work that they put in behind the scenes
Yeah.
to get to that point.
There's this idea that some people are just naturally good at creating content,
Yeah.
but that's rarely the case.
Right.
Most successful creators have put in a ton of time and effort
Yeah.
to get where they are.
And probably made a lot of mistakes along the way. Right?
Definitely. Mistakes are going to
Of
happen.
course, yeah.
And that's okay. They're a chance to learn and get better.
Yeah, you got to learn from those mistakes.
Exactly. The important thing is to not let them discourage you.
Right.
Just learn from them and keep going.
Keep on. Okay, so we talked about, knowing the different platforms,
Yeah.
thinking creatively,
Uh-huh.
using data to guide you.
Right.
What else is important when it comes to this whole social first storytelling thing?
I think something that's really key is finding your niche.
Okay.
Like, what are you passionate about?
Passionate about, yeah.
What are you really knowledgeable about? What
Yeah.
makes you you?
Makes you unique.
Exactly. And once you figure that out,
Yeah.
you can start creating content that speaks to the people that you want to connect with.
That's so important. It's so much easier to stand out
Yeah.
when you're not trying to be everything to everyone.
Exactly. And when you create content about something you genuinely love,
Yeah.
it shines through.
It shows.
Yeah, your passion will be contagious.
Yeah, people will be drawn to that.
Exactly. And it makes it more fun for you too.
Right. Who wants to be creating content about
Yeah.
something they don't even care about?
Exactly. It's about finding that sweet spot
Uh-huh.
where your interests and your audience's interests meet.
I love that. Okay, so to sum things up,
Yeah.
what are some key takeaways for our listeners who are, maybe just starting out and want to kind of master this whole social first storytelling thing?
Here's the rundown. First, remember, it's about making content specifically for social media, not just taking old stuff and putting it online.
Okay, make it for social.
Yeah, second, you got to get to know the platforms, what makes each one different, and create stuff that fits.
It's the vibe. Okay.
Exactly. Third, get into that habit of thinking in content. Be curious. Keep looking for new ways to tell your stories.
Always be looking.
Yeah, and finally, don't be afraid to try things out, make mistakes, learn as you go. The more you create, the better you'll become.
The more you create, the better you'll become. I love that.
Yeah.
Those are some awesome insights. And it's encouraging to know that anyone can do this.
Absolutely. It's about learning the basics, putting in the work, and being consistent, but don't forget to have fun with it.
Have fun.
Yeah, because if you're not enjoying the process, it'll show in your content.
It'll show. I love that. So for anyone listening who wants to maybe learn more about all this,
Yeah.
what's a good first step?
My advice would be to pick one platform that you're really interested in
Okay.
and take some time to just look at the content that's doing well there. Like,
Right.
what kind of videos are getting a lot of views? What types of captions are getting the most likes and comments?
Interesting.
Look for trends, see if you can spot any patterns.
So it's like being a content detective.
Exactly. And once you start to understand what works on that platform,
Yeah.
you can start experimenting with your own ideas.
Right.
And don't be afraid to try new things and see what your audience responds to.
This has been so helpful. I feel like I have a whole new understanding of how to approach creating for social media.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear that.
And it was great chatting with you today.
It's been fun. Yeah. Thanks for having me.
It's amazing how, just watching what other people are doing can give you those aha.
Moment.
You suddenly think wait a minute, I could totally try that.
Yeah.
But make it my own.
Exactly. Inspiration is everywhere.
Yeah.
And once you start thinking this way,
Right.
you'll be amazed at how many ideas you come up with.
That's so true.
It's like seeing the world through a fresh pair of eyes.
Totally. You start seeing everyday stuff
Yeah.
as potential content.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes social first storytelling so cool.
Yeah.
It's not limited to just one thing.
Right.
You can do videos, you can do photos, you can write, you can do audio.
Absolutely.
There's so many possibilities.
So many. And that's why it's so important to figure out your own voice and style.
Okay.
What makes your content different? What can you offer that no one else can?
It's like discovering your unique superpower.
I love it.
And
I love
content world, yeah.
your content superpower. Once you've found that special something,
Yeah.
don't be afraid to share it with the world.
Put it out there
Let your personality shine through. Always be yourself.
to yourself, yeah.
Authenticity is so important.
That's so true. People can tell when you're being fake,
Oh, yeah.
but when you're genuine
Right.
and you're passionate about what you're making,
Uh,
it just connects with people
it does on a deeper level.
on a much deeper level.
Like you're inviting them into your world
Yeah.
and they feel like they know you.
And that's how you build a loyal following. Right.
Exactly. By being authentic and creating content that people can really connect with.
This has been such a fantastic deep dive
Yeah.
into this world of social first storytelling.
That's
You've
another-
covered so much
Yeah.
from understanding the different platforms
Right.
to like thinking in content to finding your own voice and style.
Absolutely. It's been great sharing this information with you.
Well, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I hope everyone listening feels inspired
Me too.
to go out there and start creating awesome content.
Yeah, go make some awesome stuff.
Experiment, have fun, let your creativity flow.
Yeah.
Until next time, happy storytelling, everyone.